it's really cool that we were able to subscribe to each other, and even though like I left it open, I still see like little bits and pieces from all you guys. Like your spaceship was flying over my planet, abducting people.
Which one was it? The one that looked like a flying boat with a bunch of harpsichords on it, or?
No, it was a different one. It actually looked kind of like a spaceship.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, my people are engaged in a bloody battle with you guys.
With the Earthlings?
Yes. Screw the Earthlings.
Earthlings unite!
Earthlings, they're so cute. They're like these little round, cutesy things with flowers and leaves, and they're
top
orange.
hats. The citizens have top hats.
You can kill them.
So cute.
Yeah. They die.
They're adorable.
That is the easiest way to play the game, at least from what I've seen, is just unmitigated motherfuckery. It seems to be like the path of least resistance.
Yeah.
Which is kind of funny. I thought it'd be something to sort of reward you for not being a dick. But
That's what I did too, and I was trying to break out of it, you know.
Yeah.
But I'm stuck in this cycle where I just have to kill everything. I got to the space stage and I was like, all right, this is gonna be relaxed. I'm just gonna like terraform some stuff, you know, mess with some aliens. And instead, like, I'm in the middle of this interstellar war, and constantly getting raided.
Takes time, you know. I mean, you have to put them down and terraform and all that. Screw that. Those guys they're already built a colony, and I could have it.
That's a good point.
And it takes 30 seconds as opposed to an hour.
I actually started like herbivore, and then I went to omnivore. Then I was like, you know, I went from basically like passive to aggressive. Like you can follow in your history the little chain and stuff, because I was trying to get like all the different skills from the different thing. And when I got to space, it said I'm like playing from the path of the knight. So I'm kind of curious, like what paths you guys
So
went on.
you didn't become a space pope?
No, I became a knight. I fight for justice.
As an omnivore, I became just a trader, which meant I love money. Everything just money, money, money. I got like bonuses to spice production, and I could like buy anything I felt like it by activating a special like buy the system power.
I can't get over the editors. Like I think that's where like all of the value of this game is going to come from, is from the editors, because the gameplay itself is like you can get like that, and I think like if you're looking at it like some of the reviews are from the perspective of its position as a real-time strategy game or whatever, you're going to be disappointed. But if you're actually the kind of person that wants to make stuff, whether or not you have the skill, if you spend the time, you can come out with some really awesome stuff at the end of it. So it's like every time a new creator pops up, like make your town hall, I'm like, oh, that's another 6 hours of my time.
I found the editors a little bit overwhelming. Like when you hit the civilization stage, you got to make the town hall, a house, factory, like an entertainment kind of building, like a land vehicle, a boat. It takes forever, and you know, kind of all at once. I like the opportunity to create that much stuff. I just felt like it needed to be spread out a little bit more instead of all like hitting at that one point in the game.
My degree is in 3D animation, so I find myself wanting a couple of the tools that I would have like in Maya. You know, it's like I want to move something only in the X or only in the Y axis, you know, or only in the X axis. But there's not like a modifier that I can hold down or whatever. I can only move things like in a perspective view and in relation to other things that are already on the screen.
Sometimes it works, and sometimes it just decides to like freak out on me, and then I have to like change the angle, put it down, and do that whole thing. But I saw your houses and stuff; they're all awesome looking, and they all are within like the Earthling lore. They all look like they belong to the same civilization, versus like me, all my stuff, I tried to keep them the same colored, but I just was like, this looks good, and it doesn't look like the same people built it at all. By the time I got to space, I built a saucer that kind of looks like a Fisher-Price toy. It's like purple and pink, and it's got lights that look like Navi from Legend of Zelda, and yeah, I was just like, this does not look like my sprinkles built it at all. The beginning stages are like, they go by really fast, like faster than I would have liked. Like I remember like in Cell stage, that was fine if it was quick, but once you get on land and you start evolving, like very quickly you're out of creature stage, and I kind of was hoping, you know, for a little bit more time to go around and like get DNA. And then when you get to civilization, then I'm just like, oh, I really, really want to get to space, and it's taking forever. I have to build all these things.
I mean, you could make it maybe a criticism, I guess, but I could almost look at those first 4 stages as pretty much just an extended tutorial. I mean, whether you want to take that as a good thing or a bad thing.
But it's not only that, it's like specifically to me, it's like a way to teach casual people, to get them acquainted with the way that like a World of Warcraft or something works. So it's like in creature phase, you get a party, and you learn how to grind and kill animals. You having to XP bar that's like your evolution bar, and that fills up, and it's like, but right now it's just so rudimentary and boring and repetitive. And
The creature stage, the way that you can learn the controls and all the like the basic concepts, it's still the same for tribal a little bit, but when you get to civilization, then suddenly the controls are completely different, and then you're no longer controlling an actual creature. You're just controlling
Society.
You're like a god, and you're like, dictating where they go. It's like really RTS-y, and you do like your whole mouse click to select and all that thing. So it's, if you find like that creature stage part boring, where you're like as a creature going around, 1 2 1 3, that kind of thing, then maybe when you get to civilization phase, maybe you'll like it better. I don't know.
right. What about like this space stage where you're saying, I mean, you guys are complaining about having to harvest and stuff. I mean, is that like more grinding where you need to get X amount of spice in order to get to the next quest accomplished, and then you're back to getting more spice to get the next one? And
Micromanagement that really drives me nuts in the space stage. Like, your home colony has like, mine has like 8 or so cities on it, and when it gets raided, a lot of those cities get attacked and buildings get destroyed. Like, each city has like 8 turrets, and they can all get destroyed. So after a raid, I'm stuck like visiting every freaking city in my home world, rebuilding every turret, every building. It takes like 10-15 minutes before I can just leave and do whatever I was doing before. It really does feel like an MMO, which is probably why I couldn't stop playing it for 2 straight days. But the quests, the quests are pretty rudimentary. They're just like kill stuff, get stuff, bring it back, and that's gonna get old.
that stuff's like boring as hell for me in an MMO, and it only works because of the social aspect. And if that's not there,
I'm enjoying exploring it. If you're into making the content and looking at other people's content and messing with it and uplifting their race of walking Swiss Army knives or whatever, then there's probably a lot of fun to be had with that. It's pretty much my only other really major criticism of the thing is the biometrics of your creature don't count for dick.
that's
If
true.
you give him an eye, it doesn't matter if you stick it on his butt. It's
Right.
just, as long as he has a mouth, he's going to be able to bite.
Right.
And it's not really going to have a hell of a lot to do with the animation. It's just, did I give it the best feet? Well, then it can run fast, even though he's got like one leg and it's coming out of the top of his head. It does feel kind of like, I'm just going to buy the parts with the best stats, and everything else is purely aesthetic.
Right. We also know that there were like a billion different false starts that they had, like ways that the game was supposed to turn out, and it didn't, because ultimately they chose like probably what they thought was going to be safest, like what most people were going to be, like casual people are going to be happy playing and buying. And so it's like there's forms where they're simulating like how you build worlds with gravity and all these other elements. I mean, there's like educational applications, and then they could then take those and potentially make mods out of those and then have them appeal to a smaller audience, but then they'll still be fine and it's financially viable because they've got the base out there